welcome back to The Business Coach. Before the break, I was having a conversation with John, and he was telling me how exactly he started off from a cat, just trying to start his hustle in the garbage collection, now how he ended up buying his first truck. So John, right now I want to just find out, in terms of the growth, how have you managed to scale up? Because I see a lot of people in the hood who probably have an ambition to probably starting a garbage collection business. What is the secret for you to scale up and remain relevant in a very competitive and fierce industry of garbage collection and waste management? Have you managed to scale up?
One thing I would say blunt is consistency. If you do something correctly first and foremost, don't deviate from it, you stand to reap the benefits. Just today in the afternoon, I was talking to a cousin of mine, and I was also just telling him the journeys through which we've started from 1999.
Yeah, that's a long time. It's 21 years.
And I've never taken a break. That's the thing.
Wow.
You get, yes, the maximum I'll ever take time off, and the people who know me know that, is a week or two max. That's probably in December. But for the 21 years, it has been garbage, 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 and garbage, and nothing else but garbage. So consistency and consistency.
How do you have the energy to keep on pushing? Because I know at one particular point, especially when you're starting out, you have an ambition, but probably you can't see the fruits of it. How have you managed to keep yourself charged all through?
We get fueled basically from the business itself. Business is not rocket science. Business is just a cycle.
Yeah.
It's how, like I say, it's look at where the business started as from a push cart to now to the point of the mechanizing.
Yeah.
It means there's always a feeling that is there to be broken. There are newer and better ways of doing whatever it is that you have been doing. So that is, for me, works like the pull effect.
Yes.
The fact that I'm conscious and I'm in touch with the practices of waste management internationally, and to read and understand that as an industry here in Kenya, we are about 200 years behind in terms of the waste management systems, development of those waste management systems, to try and actually compete in the level of those developed worlds.
You happen to tell me that you're seeing one of the top hotels and also, what's it called, the house in the hill. How exactly did that come about?
Of course, what happens is this. We as a company have evolved, and we buy brand new trucks from the showroom. Yeah. That just goes to show that we value ourselves. And in any business, in any industry, you have to first and foremost value yourself so that your clients can value you. Yeah. So those are not areas that you go take vehicles that might not be able to leave the gate. You can imagine what would happen if that is the vehicle that wants to exit and your vehicle has broken down there. So if you're able to value yourself, then you also portray it in the business and what it is that you do. So we have been able to do that, fortunately, and that ideally then reflects on the clientele that we do something.
And one of the things, I think from our conversation even earlier on when we had you on the show, you're very, hesitant in terms of saying that you're in the garbage collection business. You prefer saying waste management. What exactly is usually the difference? Because I know a lot of people who watch this are saying garbage collection, but you prefer the word waste management. Why is that so?
It's simple like this. The waste management has different dynamics. Or let me say garbage. Once it's been produced, it has to be managed at each and every stage. So the first stage of managing garbage is immediately after production, which is the bin, isn't it? Or the bin liner, whatever system that you use. The next stage is the collection and now the transportation of that. That is a system on its own. After that, there is now the value add. That whole chain, the integration of that is what we call now management. Because unless if any aspect of that whole value chain is interrupted, then you're not doing your job. You're mismanaging it, isn't it? Yeah. So management now is the ability to control the waste dynamic from the point of production to the point of value add. Yeah. And you can be able to, and it's auditable.
Interesting. And I know we're used to the normal, quote unquote, garbage collectors who just come and take it and go and dump it. One of the interesting things about your business is that you have what's it called? What can I say? A collection point, or rather a midpoint towards dumping at Enterprise Road, whereby you separate the collected waste. Why exactly is that so, and what kind of value addition are you aiming to do through that?
Now, that's again one of waste management practices that we've subscribed from the global standards. It's called a transfer station. So what happens in a transfer station is you're able to collect your waste, reduce what actually goes to the landfill by recovering the recyclable material, and then now pushing that material onwards to the recyclers who do the value addition.
Yeah.
So the transfer station serves that particular purpose. Secondly, it also serves the purpose that the waste management principle number 2 is waste should not travel further than a 10-kilometer radius.
Yeah.
Because then a movement of it becomes a bit, I would say, inefficient. So the transfer station for us is centrally located where we are, because we can be able to manage our client base within a 10-kilometer radius of that. And the idea is that if we can sufficiently manage the clientele from that one particular transfer station within that 10-kilometer radius, what we do is now look for another transfer station away from that 10-kilometer radius that would service the clients that are being managed or being operated from that. Then now, that is ideally how waste should be managed, and those are the systems that at Greenleaf Services we are trying to develop progressively. And if you are to read the UN Habitat report on waste management, some of the suggestions it has. Similarly, there was an integrated solid waste master plan that was done by the then Nairobi County in conjunction with JICA that ideally stipulates some of those practices. So we are fortunate to have been able to consume that document, and those are some of the practices that we are trying to adapt at Greenleaf Services, of course, and to be able to bring better service delivery to our clients.
What kind of licenses are important and required for this?
There are various. One, there's the county licenses. This is the unified or single business permit.
Yeah.
From the county government, you also get an authority to collect waste. Secondly, there is the National Environmental Management Authority that also licenses your trucks and gives them authority to collect and transport waste.
Yeah.
Of course, with government, then there is the normal tax compliance and the PIN that anybody is, because ideally, if you were to start a business, then progressively you need to open a bank account, and those are the basic KYC documents that you would be required to present to the financial institutions, because then you also need to start operating in that direction.
All right, and maybe just finally, in terms of pricing, because I know, what's it called? I've seen a lot of garbage collection, even mostly from my estate, whereby the only value proposition is in terms of pricing. So for any entrepreneur probably watching this, which is the best way for you to now, what's it called, charge your clients? How best you go about it? Is it just in terms of the cost your cost you're incurring in your business, or is it in terms of the value you're offering? How have you gone about it yourself in terms of your journey? Because I see a lot of people telling you, oh, you can collect his ass, it's 200 bob, the other is 300 bob. For us, we just want to clear up the garbage.
That is a minefield, I will tell you. However, I would not advise them on what is ideal, because I think it's ideally driven, like you mentioned, on what your operating costs are.
Yeah.
So we at Greenleaf Services have had the luxury of time to be able to come up with solutions for our clientele, based again on our operational and administrative costs. So like for us, we charge 40 shillings plus VAT per bag per collection.
Yeah.
What this does ideally is we've developed a product that is unit based, the same way you'd be billed for water or electricity, a unit of consumption.
Yeah.
We've been able to break down our cost to the unit which is the measurable by using the bin liner, because that's the primary unit in a domestic environment. And that ideally what it does for us is that we are passing back the value and the power to reduce that waste, the same way the utility billing companies have done, by ensuring that if you're not consuming that particular utility, you can switch it off. If it is water, you don't leave taps running. If it's electricity, you don't leave the bulbs on when you're leaving it to room. Similarly, with the bin lining system, they will charge you per unit. You can reuse some of the waste that you don't necessarily have to throw within the bin. Hence, we shall just charge you for that. If you only produce one bag in a month, then that's a rate. That is 40 shillings plus VAT, period. No added costs, no hidden costs, nothing.
All right. So unfortunately, time was literally run out, but I appreciate John for having gotten the time to speak to us. And I hope a lot of guys who are watching this have been inspired that you can start from a cat to owning lots of trucks in a company within 20 years. My name is Ian Dennis, and this has been The Business Coach, where we help entrepreneurs better their businesses.